Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. Today we're checking out the 2023 Seacat 260 that was on display at the Daytona Beach Fall Boat Show late last year. I'm personally a big fan of the Catamaran hull design, that way you get more space and stability. And this one measures in at 26 foot in length, but with a beam at 8 foot 6. And she's only got a draft of 14 inches. This makes it perfect for being able to fish the inshore waterways, but her hull design is also capable of taking you offshore, and it speeds in excess of 60 mile an hour. And I like the fact that for a boat of this size, she's got a relatively high freeboard, so it should be a very dry ride for everybody on board. And this one's been designed and built with a lot of premium touches to it, and a very high quality finish. And one feature this one had that I liked is the fact that this one's equipped with underwater lighting. This looks the part just from an appearance perspective at night, but it also does help whenever you're doing night fishing or night diving. And this particular example is powered by a pair of Mercury 300 XL outboards. These are 4-cylinder V8 engines. These engines have a 4.6 litre displacement each. And this boat's been set up so that the fuel, the batteries, and the engines are all completely independent of each other. So if for whatever reason you do have an issue with one engine, you should not have an issue with both. And as I climb up on the steps onto the transom, straight away you can see the advantage of that Catamaran hull. There's so much deck space in here. This boat's ready to have 8 people on board, and you can easily fish 8 people without worrying about getting lines tangled or bumping into each other. So you'll see along the transom we've got rod holders in place, and as standard these come with 25-gallon live well tanks, one on each side. And I really like the design that they have for the deck matting that's on this boat. Not only does it have great cosmetic appeal, but it's also very soft to walk on, and nothing's going to get hot, so it's not going to burn your feet whenever you're walking on board. And as I step on board, you get a closer look at that live well. We also like the pop-up cleats. I'm always a fan of these on fishing boats, that way when they're not in use you don't get snagged on your lines. We also have a folding transom seat. When it's folded down it makes a great casting platform, but whenever you need that extra seat you can just pop it back up, and there's plenty of cushion and protection there. And you'll notice throughout there's a lot of storage compartments on the deck. These also double up as potential fish holds. And behind the console we have got a bait station set up here, and although it's well equipped as a bait station, I liked how much space there was to walk around this one. This also has space underneath for a cooler, and this forms the base of that T-top. And you'll see here that there's cup holders, but there's also plenty of rocket launcher style rod holders. I liked how solid and secure this T-top was, and all the framework that you see here. It makes great handholds when you're walking around the boat. And the hardtop itself has got lights built into it, but you can also equip this one with outriggers if that's your style of fishing. And then if we move forward to the helm, I really like the seating that's at the helm. Not only does it have the bolster effect, the bolster effect's independent, so you can have one sitting and one standing, but I also like the way that it's curvature as a backrest when you are standing. This is a boat that can reach speeds in excess of 60 mile an hour, but it certainly feels as if you'd be safe and secure when you're on board. As to the helm, I like the way you've got the tilt operation on the wheel, depending if you're sitting or standing. You get the digital throttles, you get the full engine instrumentation, you've got the wet sound stereo system, you get the twin Garmin multifunction displays. And I loved all those toggle switches, and those all illuminate whenever they're on, so that way you know what you've got on and off at a quick glance. And moving towards the bow, again you can see that solid framework that's in place to hold on to. But when you do reach the bow, you can see all the casting spots that you have available, as well as a comfortable seating. There's seating in front of the console, as well as seating to both port and starboard. And we have a number of storage compartments on the bow, and also under the seats, that again can also double up as being fish boxes. And as this boat's been designed for both inshore and offshore use, when it comes to the inshore it does have the mounting plate for the trolling motor, and it's also got the cigarette charger and power source up here for it too. Again we've got pop-up cleats, that way nothing's going to get snagged whenever it's not in use. And for a boat of this size, and remember it's a Catamaran hull, on the bow you've got the anchor locker, and it's got quite a deep anchor locker. It could be very easy to anchor up for fishing, but also if you're just doing some family cruising and want to relax on the water. And when I pan the camera around, again you get to see just how beamy this boat is for its size. I love the quality finish that you have from all the materials that you can see. And on top of that T-top we also have a light bar if you want to go fishing at night. And as I make my way aft, I'll show you more of the storage that we have available, and you'll notice that this one's actually self-draining as well. And I can show you that there's further additional storage underneath the seats on both sides of the hull. And I liked how easy it was to remove these cushions. When the boat's not in use, I would take these elsewhere, and then that way you don't need to worry that we're getting exposed to the elements. And the obvious place to store things like that is there is a storage compartment in the console itself. And this was the first time I got to see on board a Seacat 260, but I was very impressed. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on it too. If you can leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so already, if you can hit the like and subscribe button, it really does make a difference. And as always, I look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.